Hi, welcome to the NBC 5 o'clock news. I'm your host, Ron Burgundy, and tonight we're going to have some very special guests. First off, we're going to have Elvis Presley on set, and we're going to ask him some questions. Mr. Presley, you can come out now.
How you doing tonight, Mr. Burgundy?
Doing good. How are you doing, Mr.
Doing
Presley?
great.
All right, so first question I'm going to ask you, what do you remember most about this decade?
Well, I remember when we stopped fighting in Korea. That was in 1953. That was a pretty big deal. And I also remember when Rosa Parks didn't give up her bus seat. That was also a really big deal. It really kicked off the civil rights movement.
All right, what were some of the most popular songs during this decade?
Hound Dog by me, Elvis Presley,
Yeah.
number one. That was a big one.
Yep,
Still pretty big today because I'm the king.
yeah. And then what were some headlines you remember, and how did they make you feel?
Well, like I said again, the biggest headline, Rosa Parks definitely, when she didn't give up her bus seat, that was a huge deal.
Yeah. What TV shows did you watch?
A lot of cartoons were on. Those were
Cartoons.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry was a big one. The Looney Tunes, pretty great.
Those
Watching
are
my family.
all good, all good. What movies were big hits? Did you see
Godzilla
them?
came out. That was a big deal. 12 Angry Men. I saw that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, those were both great movies. And then sports stars. Who were the big sports stars, and how would you describe fans during this era?
Fans were nuts. Jackie Robinson, he was, I would say, the biggest. Rocky with boxing, he was a big deal.
Yep.
But yeah, fans were just nuts over sports. Like baseball was becoming big and boxing was huge.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for
Presley.
your time, Mr. Burgundy.
And now we have Martin Luther King Jr. So, Mr. King, how are you doing?
How you doing, Mr. Burgundy?
I'm doing good. So I'm just gonna ask some questions. What were some new popular inventions? Did you buy them? Yes or no?
The first credit cards, I remember those coming out. Those were pretty popular. The pacemaker, helping
Yeah.
a lot of medical patients out. I remember Mr. Potato Head, the toy coming out. I bought one of those,
Mhm, I had a couple.
and I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite toys, even as an adult. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How was school during this decade different than it is today?
Schools when I was growing up, they were always segregated, but now, I mean, they're becoming more separate but equal. That's an improvement from what it is, but it's not where we want to be right now. Of course.
Definitely. What were the fashions of this decade? Did you follow them? Yes, no?
Well, being in front of the camera a lot, I always had to wear a suit and tie, but I remember seeing a lot of people in the crowds of some of the speeches I'd given, a lot of men wearing leather jackets, women rocking dresses and stuff like that, and accessories I can see are becoming a lot more popular, necklaces, jewelry,
Yep.
stuff
Yeah,
like
all
that.
the flashy stuff. All right, and then what were you afraid of during this decade? Fears, concerns?
I would have to say the most biggest concern for me was that all of the civil rights movement stuff that we were doing is for nothing, and that there would be no turnout or anything like
Yeah. And then what did you like to do for fun other than all your political and civil rights stuff? What did you like to do in your spare time?
Something fun. Well, I'm just a normal person off camera. I like to watch movies and TV and kind of stroll through the neighborhoods and just see them evolve. That's definitely a big one for me.
All right, and then our last question, what did you love most about this decade? What was your favorite thing about the 50s?
The biggest thing I would have to say would be Rosa Parks and her kicking off the bus boycott and kind of giving the civil rights movement for African Americans the kick that it needed to
Yeah, get going.
get off. Yep, definitely.
All right, well, that's all I have for you. All my questions, you've answered them great. Thank you for your time, Mr.
Oh
King.
yeah, sure. Thank you, Mr. Bergen.